macquarie.edu.au/alumni. In a moment, the Deputy Vice-chancellor of Macquarie University, Professor Kevin Jamieson, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be performed, and you're invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, members of the university, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Warami, Putri Miriga, and Nalawa. Good afternoon and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this afternoon. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descends from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burraburungal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in more traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community. And you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here almost 250 years ago, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They were naked, they owned nothing but the tools they carried, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, these were ancient cultures. So there was no slavery, no armies, no rich and poor, no rents or mortgages, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained with fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So this is not a dream or an ideal. This is normal life for us and for the longest time, and not too long ago either. And there's no reason really why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us, but I don't think that's the issue. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good and we are naturally a happy people. I would suggest though you share your gifts with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this and I'm confident that together we can put together a world that we can be proud of and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Deputy Vice-chancellor of Macquarie University, Professor Kevin Jamieson, who will preside at this afternoon's ceremony.
First, thank you, Chris, for your warm and generous welcome to country. It's always special having you here at graduations, and we very much appreciate you being here. Thank you. Colleagues, guests, families and friends of our graduands, and most importantly of all, graduands, it's my distinct honour and a pleasure to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. I bring our graduands and your guests a special greeting from the members of our University Council, the governing body of the university. I hope that this will be a very happy and a memorable occasion for all of you. And I can see and hear that we have a number of small children and even a few babies in the hall today. I want you to know they're especially welcome. There's no celebration that isn't improved by the presence of children, and we hope that they will enjoy their day too, perhaps one day returning as Macquarie students. So today we celebrate the wonderful achievements of those of you about to graduate. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind, you need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. You've all worked very hard to get here today, and you have every right to feel proud of what you've accomplished. We here at the university are just as proud of you, and I'm very pleased to be able to stand here in front of you and congratulate each and every one of you on your achievement. I also want to especially welcome the families, supporters and friends of our graduates here today, both in the hall and watching us on live streaming. The fact that you've been invited by one of our graduates to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive of your importance. As a father of 3 sons, one of whom has finished university, one who's just started, one who's close to finishing, I can empathise with the challenges and triumphs no doubt you've watched and your pride and emotions today. So to our invited guests, congratulations to you also, and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. You graduates here today may not realise it, but you're about to participate in one of the oldest of Europe's social rituals. If you were to pick a date, say 1500 AD, and look at what social institutions were around then and which ones are still around today, you'd find about 60. In that group would be the Roman Catholic Church, the parliaments of England, Iceland, and the Isle of Man, and 6 Swiss cantons, or local government areas. The rest of those 60 are all universities. In fact, graduation ceremonies are even older than that. For more than 800 years, graduates have been donning gowns just like the ones you're wearing now and participating in ceremonies like this one. Since those earliest graduations, the ceremony has remained almost unchanged as a defining feature in the life of every university and its students. Now, we all realise that Macquarie is not one of those ancient universities, as we are only just over 50 years old. Although we're among the youngest universities in the world, we are very proud to take part in this time-honoured ceremony with you. Youth, however, has its advantages. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We are regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities and are continually progressing by extending our research, our course offerings, and our facilities. We now have more than 190,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries. It's very clear that we're forward-looking and we're on the move. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learnt at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but his legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. It was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society, the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is a legacy that here at Macquarie we'll always aim to maintain and to honour. Now, notwithstanding Macquarie's greatness, it is fair and important to acknowledge that some of his actions would not pass muster today. Removing Aboriginal children from their families would certainly not be tolerated today. It's worth pausing to reflect on how many things we accept today that we will one day look back on with shame. In that spirit, one of the attributes I hope Macquarie University will impart to all its students is the capacity for moral and ethical reflection and a yearning to help right the wrongs, not just of the past, but also of our own time. Macquarie University will always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. So, ladies and gentlemen, academic and professional colleagues, and most importantly, our graduates, I offer you the warmest of welcomes to Macquarie University on this grand occasion. And in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars that we call Macquarie University. Before I do that, though, I'd like to introduce our occasional speaker, Emeritus Professor Angela Brew. Following the award of a prestigious National Teaching Fellowship from the Australian Learning and Teaching Council that was designed to enhance undergraduate study by involving students in research and inquiry, Professor Brew founded the Australasian Council for Undergraduate Research. That group established annual research conferences for undergraduates and has been instrumental in encouraging the spread of undergraduate research and research-based learning throughout Australasia. Professor Brew has published 7 books and over 250 papers. Her research is focused on the nature of research, its relationship to teaching, learning and scholarship, models of research-led teaching, and undergraduate research. Professor Brew is an elected Fellow of the UK Society for Research into Higher Education and a life member of the Higher Education Research and Development Society of Australasia. She was president of that body from 1999 to 2003 and co-author of the International Journal for Academic Development from 2000 to 2008. In 2017, she held the Fritz Carsten Chair in the School of Professional Education, Humboldt University in Berlin. She holds degrees in philosophy, sociology, and organizational development. I now invite Emeritus Professor Brew to deliver the occasional address. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Brew.
Deputy Vice-chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very special day. For those graduating today, it's a day to be remembered, a day for you to feel justly proud of your achievements. Graduation signals the end and the successful completion of a lot of hard work. So I'd first like to take this opportunity to congratulate you all on your achievements. Many of you are supported today by friends, by family members, by parents, by children, and perhaps even by grandchildren. You have supported our graduands through their studies, and you've watched their growth intellectually and personally. I imagine if I were to ask you to tell me what you'd learned during your time at Macquarie, many of you would focus on the disciplinary knowledge that you've gained. Some of you would talk about the professional skills that you've developed. But I suspect that what many of you are thinking about is what you've learned as a person, how you've changed as a person during your time here. Graduation marks an ending, but it's also a beginning. This day marks the beginning of the journey of learning that you're going to take for the rest of your life. Whatever you're planning to do, I hope that you'll be open to new ideas and that you'll always be ready to take up new learning opportunities. But what do I mean by learning? I'm not just referring to formal study, although some of you will be going on to enroll in further degrees, and that's really exciting. I'm talking about how life challenges us to change. How do we respond when life throws us a curveball? Do we welcome the opportunity to rethink our ideas, to reevaluate our capabilities, or do we hide and hope the challenge goes away? I'm a researcher, and I think that doing research is just about the best way that you can learn. Much of my research has been to try to understand what knowledge is and how it's generated. But at the same time, I've also researched how I myself come to know. What helps and what hinders my knowing? Can I extend the limits of my understanding? Can I overcome blocks in my learning? Can I develop new skills? My determination to understand and to critically evaluate why I think and respond in the ways that I do has led at times to some very dark places. It has meant doing some unlearning. Unlearning happens when everything we thought we knew is challenged, when we have to rethink who we are, where we're going, when our whole belief system comes unstitched. Unlearning is hard. When our whole worldview shifts and we see with new eyes, we become a different person. That is the challenge of true learning. But I have learnt that if you're open to learning, you're likely to surprise yourself. Whatever work we do, not only are we involved in our own learning, we also foster learning in others. I remember many years ago, I was teaching in a high school, and there were two 12-year-old boys who always sat in the front, right in front of my face, basically. But they could never sit still and had no interest whatsoever in school learning. Paying attention, out of the question. Well, I'd read some educational books, and one said that teachers should show an interest in their students. So one day, I asked one of these 12-year-old boys what he was interested in. Sailing, he said. Oh, I said, and have you got a boat? Oh, yes, he said. I'll take you out in it if you like. Well, I showed an interest. I couldn't really back out now, could I? So the next Saturday, there he is, sailing this little dinghy very fast, cutting along the water at 45 degrees, and me hanging on for dear life. You're not scared, are you? He said. No, I replied, absolutely petrified. Well, as you see, I live to tell the tale. Here was a student with a high level of skill in navigation, tremendous knowledge of the sea, and terrific competence in boat handling. No matter that he couldn't pay attention in class. I don't know if my encouragement had anything to do with it, but some years later, when this 12-year-old boy gained the ripe old age of 28, he won a gold medal for catamaran sailing in the Olympic Games. The moral of this tale is this: never underestimate the learning abilities of others. They have capabilities which don't necessarily show up in the classroom, the home, or the workplace. They may surprise you. So, graduation is the beginning. You have important things to do in the future because you're the people who are going to be running things. Leading the country, running schools and colleges, leading universities, driving the arts and entertainment. When I look at you now, I see leading scientists of the future, future head teachers. You may be sitting next to a future prime minister. You may be a future prime minister. If you're open to learning, you're going to astound yourself in what you manage to achieve. And you're going to need to do it because the world is continually changing. We don't know what's going to come next. Astronauts went into space to find out about the moon. But when they set foot on the moon, it was the Earth that grabbed their attention. Our ideas about our own planet were transformed when astronauts saw the fragility of the Earth from space. We don't know how our ideas are going to change in the future. But what we do know is that there will be times when they will have to change. So I leave you with these questions. Are you ready to have your ideas challenged? When your world is turned upside down, will you be ready for change? Thank you.
Angela, thank you so much for that occasional address. There's so much wisdom there, I'm not quite sure I know where to start, really. I loved your theme of understanding the different kinds of learning and the different ways that people learn, and having respect for those different kinds of knowledge and skills, and respect for the different kinds of people who learn in those different ways. I think that was very powerful and very important what you said. So thank you very, very much. Please join me in thanking Angela Wood. As Deputy Vice-chancellor Academic of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for their awards. I now call upon our Registrar, Ms. Gail White, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
That's definitely you. In the name of Macquarie University Council, and by my authority as Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Health Sciences, and I call on Professor Simon Handley, Executive Dean of the Faculty, to present the graduates. Professor Handley.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Human Sciences. The Faculty of Human Sciences hosts a unique combination of disciplines, connected by the common purpose of building an understanding of what it means to be human. Our departments of Educational Studies, Psychology, Cognitive Science, and Linguistics offer innovative and interdisciplinary teaching programs and research strengths in learning, behaviour, mind, and language. We aspire to develop a deeper understanding of the human experience and deliver graduates with highly developed professional and personal skills. The Department of Educational Studies is a world-leading provider of initial teacher education as one of the top 100 education departments worldwide. It is shaping the future of education through transformative learning and research across the lifespan. These research strengths span a broad range of areas, including early childhood, maths education, digital learning, language and literacies, child development, inclusive and special education. Macquarie's education researchers are uniquely positioned to help address the complex issues that define the future of humanity. Our graduates today are also from the Department of Linguistics, a department rated in the top 40 of all linguistics departments worldwide, which undertakes research in the fields of hearing, language processing, child language acquisition, and adult language learning. Together, our departments of Educational Studies and Linguistics are transforming the lives of future generations through building a better understanding of children's learning and human communication, and through training the very best educators and language specialists in Australia. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Human Sciences whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Psychology with the degree of Bachelor of Education Primary. Victoria Marie Alexiou. Christopher Stewart Benditch. Ruth Ellen Letitia Britton. Joanne Lee Coleman. Samuel Cooper. Madeline Costello. Laura Crandell. Jessica Bianca Jackson. Shelby Louise Jacobs. Shayama Danushi Jayawira. Zoe Reindl. Valerie Konesevich. Wilson Ching Hong Lee. Rena Legaspi. Jessica Grace Lockery. Amelia Love. Rebecca Charlotte Claire Miller Henderson. Sarah Caroline O'Brien. Katie Park. Elizabeth Ruth Pickford. Emma Solteri. Alicia Timone. Rachel Tara Timms. Rose Vanderfield. Stephanie Ann Vianello. Sonia Hemant Wilson. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Education, Primary. Naomi Abrahamian. Zachary Abu Bakar. Elizabeth Jane Alcock. Jessica Ali. Elena Alich. Sarah Arsalan. Chloe Avellino. Hayley Carol Baker. Susanna Rachel Batchelder. Michael Baxter. Paige Louise Bernard. Madison Bant. Peter Blair. Jennifer Ann Blessing. Emma Briggs. Lauren Campling. Shay Louise Chant. Tesha Shantapanya. Sapna Rani Chauhan. Theodora Chutris. Nicholas Cohen. Alison Cole. Courtney Cox. Jessica Elizabeth Curtin. Isabel da Silva. Veronica De Rossi. Christelle Di Iorio. Nikita Dingemans. Cameron Duraisamy. Marie Elise Wanengo Echeverria. Stephanie Rebecca Maria Dorothy Airburn. Imogen Claire Evans. Christina Philodites. Alexandra Florio. Abby Francis Gatward. Christian Getzios. Shalona Gandar. Alexander George Halos. Madeline Halls. Anoum Hamid. Kieran William Harding. Matthew Harris. Matthew James Harris. Emily Harvey Latham. Polly Victoria Hogarth. Emma Houlihan. Melanie Marie Horwell. Megan Hughes. Alexandra Husband. Adam Iza. Sabrine Jeblawi. Sarah Rebecca Jenkins. Zachary Dylan Johns. Adam Jones. Andrea Kalmaya. Suezan Kassem. Iram Khan. Nabiha Andleeb Khan. Tegan Louise Kilby. Madeline Killingbach. Sinan Kajargil. Flora Lam. Caitlin Larkham. Cindy Lee. Matthew John Leach. Natasha Sarah Lely. Emily Rose Maple Allums. Aisha Masood. Madison Mayhew. Laura McClenahan. Giles Ross McLaughlin. Olivia Ann Meek. Nisren Metwali. Chantal Mikalev. Blake Moon. Declan Patrick Moore. Alison Cassandra Mui. Amy Caroline Musitz. Rebecca Newman. Jodie Nguyen. Madeline Oronovsky. Laura Ann Pace. Tara Lee Peck. Sarah Catherine Polito. Brooke Janelle Ridley. Adam James Rothwell. Alyssa Jane Rourke. Sophia Mary Russell. Omar Shadid. Carrie Louise Simpson. Ina Shishich. Matilda Jill Slade. Stephanie Subris. Fabiola Suryadi. Sarah Jane Tay. Sonia Julie Thompson. Catherine Toomer. Sophie Elizabeth Van Eed. Layla Valentine Welsh Party. Leanne Mary Ward. Nicholas Edward Watts. Jessica Verman. Emily Valinsky. Harriet Elizabeth Wickett. Gemma Teagan Williams. Sarah Williams. Emily Jess Wilmer. Isabella Grace Winchester. Kirsten Wolstenholme. Stephanie Shuarab. Anthony Eunice. Zena Zraika. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Yu Ching Chen. Rochelle K. Gribben. Georgia Lomis Futeran. Danielle Siobhan McEwen. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education, Primary. Natalie Wing Soon Ao. Joel Warwick Barrett. Caleb Mario Bova. Leah Elizabeth Brooks. Tamara Brown. Nadia Chichek. Jane Ann Culture. Tess Lucinda Daisley. Mickey Dingwall. Rochelle Adele Doko. Lee Tara Evans Bullock. Laura Kate Gallagher. Daniel Craig Hawkins. Rachel Morgan. Rhiannon Jane Potter. Elena Princey. Adrian Ernest Quick. Alyssa Ramjan. Tessa Rosenberg. Dan Su. Priyanka Varma. Kathy Kasanos. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Human Sciences. Nicola Virginia Bacogni. Emma Louise Dukic. Marlia Isabel Goko. Carla Ann Jeffrey. Lauren Ashley Jesse. Rachel Nowdy. Joshua Luke Rayategui. Isabella Wilkes. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Linguistics. Jeong Yeon An. Danisa Camila Miftahul Huda. Gregory Nolan. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Linguistics and TESOL. Hosne Al-Nur. Putri Heyu Ostina. Kan Vu Zern. Rahan Hamad Faiz. Shushan Fu. Ting Ting Li. Lenok Tan Tao. Tinat Ivong. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Education, Liberty Campbell. Joshua Dean Konich. Jodie Torrington, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Harriet Jane Corner, for a thesis entitled Coaching Parents to Implement Augmentative and Alternative Communication Language Systems with Young Children with Complex Communication Needs. Raymond George Montalban, for a thesis entitled An Analysis of Factors Affecting ICT Coordination and Integration in Schools. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Emil Badilescu Bugar, for a thesis entitled Social Adoption of Innovation. Dr. Suzanne Mary Lazenby, for a thesis entitled The Professional Development Needs and Experiences of Mid and Late Career Principals. Our final graduate today is from the Faculty of Business and Economics and is admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting. Huda Battar. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Human Sciences.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I call on Dr. Suzanne Lazenby, who has just graduated with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Lazenby.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduands and guests, it's an honour to be here today to speak on your behalf at this graduating ceremony. And I'm amazed, I'm feeling a little nervous in front of all of you here today. I stand here before you as a daughter, as a wife, as a mother and a grandmother, with the background of being a student, a primary school teacher, a retired primary school principal, a university lecturer and an educational consultant, with a very long-held passion for professional learning and development, and a deeply held belief that the most important thing in life is our education and the opportunities available to further that education. It is of no surprise then that my research area was in the field of education, and specifically in the area of the career trajectory for principals and the professional learning opportunities that were and are available. Like you, my journey would not have been possible without the support of my family. Friends, colleagues, and the universities with which I have studied. I would therefore like to take this opportunity to thank those in attendance today for their support of us, the graduates, in our learning journeys. Our family, our friends, together with the university supervisors and associate supervisors, lecturers, mentors, coaches, and office administrators who have ensured that we would all be sitting here today. On behalf of all the graduates, can I thank you very much. At this point, I'm reminded of the writings of that relatively unknown and obscure American children's author, political cartoonist and animator, whom I'm sure none of you have ever heard of, Theodore Seuss Geisel, commonly known as Dr. Seuss. And he says, "Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go." We live in such a globalised community today, with technology advancing at a rapid rate. Many decades ago, when I first entered the workforce, the world was a much different place. Yeah, I am a little on the old side. Today, we have the opportunity to travel the world and engage in professional learning activities that link us with like-minded colleagues in many different countries. We can steer ourselves in any direction we choose. Today is our day. We are off to great places, and we will decide where to go. The world is our oyster. Today provides us with the occasion to reflect on our time here at Macquarie University, to thank those who have supported us on our journeys we have travelled, and the opportunities that are opening up to us as we move on. So, in conclusion, I would like to share with you some words from the American essayist, poet, and philosopher, David Henry Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams to live the life that you imagine. Thank you.
Suzanne, thank you for that wonderful and very heartfelt student response. I think every student, every graduate goes through their own experience, but as I watched the faces of graduates as Suzanne spoke, I could see the look of recognition on people's faces. I think you picked up the theme of the work, of the study, but also the importance of friends, colleagues, supervisors, mentors, all those people who made a difference and made today possible for you. I like very much your Emerson quote, but I preferred your Dr. Seuss quote. Congratulations, and I'm going to say it because I want you to listen really carefully. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. Thank you, Suzanne, and can I ask you again to join me in thanking Suzanne.
Libera
Ladies and gentlemen, that wonderful voice belongs to Miss Angela Brewer. Would you please join me again in thanking her for that wonderful performance? Thank you, Angela. I'd also like you to join me in thanking our musicians today. On the organ, Dr. James Forsyth. On the transverse flute, Dr. Chai Chung Ning. And on the theremin, Dr. Sean Nung. In addition, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community who have come here today to help you celebrate this occasion. So if they can all stand for a moment, I'd like to thank all them as well. Thank you. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of over 190,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We will keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope you will come back here to attend alumni events, to undertake more study, or simply to visit our beautiful campus. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I'd like to finish with some thoughts for you to take away. Firstly, I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I'd urge you to set ambitious goals for yourselves. I'd urge you to continue the hard work that's already brought you so far. But I also urge you to think of how you can help others along the way. You don't have to do much sometimes to make a difference in someone's life. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to change the world. Sometimes simply a kind gesture or a kind word can mean an enormous amount to a recipient. So I urge you to always give thought to what you can do for others along the way. I also challenge you to continue to exercise judgment, sound judgment and initiative, and to be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned here, not only for your own betterment, but also for the betterment of your communities. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Finally, I hope that you will always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with us now or watching. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Firstly, I'd like all our new graduates to stand up. Now, I want you to place your testamers on the chair behind you and turn around to face your families. And now I invite you to give them your friends and family a mighty round of applause. You can turn around now, but don't sit down. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey. Please join me in thanking them. Graduates, remain standing, but do pick up your testamers from the seat behind you as you'll soon be leaving. So I'm going to finish by saying to the newest graduates of Macquarie University, my warmest congratulations and every best wish for the future that's filled with happiness, success, and satisfaction. Now, might I ask everyone to stand, please? Shortly, I will lead the official party out to be followed by the graduates. I invite you all then to follow the graduates down to the marquee for light refreshments. Thank you very much.